Hey, what's up everyone? This is Jesse from Nintendo Revised. Alright, I'm coming with another video. Sorry it took so long, but I had a big game that I was testing here. And in today's video, we will be talking about this test. The test being Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, the Cosmic Edition. And just for the purposes of this video, I am only showing the first portion of the game, which is the first area, and some of the first few battles that are in the game. I am not going to show anything that's later on, just for specific purposes of avoiding spoilers. Now, the version on cart is 1.0.2011220. Ubisoft, what is with this version number? Why couldn't it have been 1.00 or 1.0.1? Something simple. Why this? Anyway, back to the test. So the revision on the cartridge is 000, and at the time of testing there is a patch available, and this patch is to version 1.6.2225577. Again, Ubisoft, what's with these version numbers? Now this test was done without any of the patches downloaded, so I did the test completely vanilla from the cartridge, no downloads, no patches. Now the Cosmic Edition does include the Galactic Prestige weapon skin collection and also the Megabug weapon skin collection. These are only obtained via download code and are actually not included in the cartridge. Also, any DLC that was released for this game is also not included on cart. So this test is only specifically for the base game that's on the cartridge, no DLC, and those additional skin weapons are not on the cartridge. For this test, I did complete the main campaign story. I obtained all the collectibles, they're known as memories here, obtained all sparks. I upgraded every spark to level 5, which is the maximum star level that you can get them to, completed all the main quests. Also, I completed all the side quests. I unlocked all characters, unlocked all spark techniques for each character. Each character was also leveled up to level 30, unlocked all planet keys. I unlocked all secret zones. I beat all the time trials in these secret zones and unlocked all the weapon skins, unfortunately except for one. So I did get 44 out of 45 weapon skins, and this got me to an achievement of 99% completion. Now, unfortunately, there is a bug that prevents 100% completion. I will explain this bug a little bit later on though. So let's start with some minor stuff. The first minor bug that I encountered was an enemy that went out of bounds. Now this enemy walked right off of the platform, but then reappeared on the battle map. This only occurred once. Keep in mind that you as a character or enemies can go out of bounds whenever you're hit by an enemy attack, or when you attack an enemy and they go out of bounds. Generally speaking, this is okay. In this particular scenario, the enemy literally just walked right off of the platform. Another minor bug that I encountered was during the side mission. Now in this particular side mission, I had to save these little penguins and then get them thrown on a specific boat. Now once I threw them on the boat, there's this little cutscene that plays out, and the penguins started to pop in and out. Nothing major, just a little minor issue there. Now since we're speaking about pop-in, the game does have quite a bit of pop-in. In certain areas while they're loading in, I was able to notice like assets loading in the distance. So you may notice some trees popping in and out, things of that nature. Keep in mind that it isn't horrible, but it is still noticeable. Additionally, there is shadow flickering that can happen from time to time. This means that shadows were flickering in and out. Also, these pop-ins that I mentioned do happen in in-game cutscenes as well, so they can be noticed there too. For this next segment, I would like to explain how the game actually works before going into the next issue that I noticed. Now this is a turn-based strategy game, which allows the player to take a turn with all of the characters they have on screen. Once the player takes their turn with every single character on screen, the enemies will then take their turns. Now each of the enemies will either move or perform an attack to the character before the turn goes back to the player. There were a couple of times when the enemies just did not respond, which means that I did attack them, and then it was their turn, and nothing happened. For this specific glitch, the enemies were not moving at all for a few moments or didn't attack. Thankfully, the issue did fix itself rather quickly, and the enemies would respond as normal. I also noticed some frame rate issues in a few battles. This caused stutter and some slowdown. The game is relatively slow paced though, so it's not egregious by any means, but it is noticeable regardless. Toward the end of the game, there was also another mission that was available where you had to beat over 50 enemies that were on the battlefield. Now this particular mission had quite a bit of major slowdown, and I'm assuming it's because of the amount of enemies on screen. Now as I began to take away the enemies, or I began to kill some enemies off, the game did become more stable. Though I do want y'all to keep in mind that some of the frame rates did drop occasionally on other battles where there weren't many enemies on screen. I'm not sure exactly what triggered the frame rate issues to occur, but they are there. Additionally, this does not only happen during gameplay battles, this also happens during the overworld areas. Although, again, it's same as before, it causes some stutters, some slowdowns, but the game is slow paced, not that big of a deal. There is another minor issue that occurs when going to the shop. Now, for some reason, when you're going into the shop menu, you're supposed to be able to click or go into whatever item you're wanting to select and then buy said item. For whatever reason, whenever this bug occurred, I wasn't able to actually make any selections at all, so the indicator on screen wouldn't move. I ended up having to leave to the main menu and then reload the screen, and that would fix the issue. This actually only happened about twice during my entire playthrough. Not a huge deal, but it is something that happened. Another minor issue that occurred is related to notifications. Now, the player receives notifications when a mission is being updated or complete. This particular notification or notifications appear on the left-hand side of the screen. Sometimes the notifications would appear only halfway on the screen. So you would see half of the notification and the other half was actually off screen. Within a few seconds, this would fix itself and it would appear fully on the screen. This doesn't happen often, but it does happen and it is noticeable. Now, towards the end of the game, during the final battle, there is one bug that did appear. Now, I wouldn't say it's major by any means, but it is frustrating. When I chose to attack the specific boss, the game was supposed to shoot the attack toward the enemy. That didn't happen. The game actually seemingly froze in place and nothing happened. Now, I was able to still move the camera around, but that was about it. Unfortunately, I had to start the battle completely over. This happened during phase 2 of the boss battle, meaning that I ended up having to complete phase 1 all over again. This is where the frustration kind of came in, as I was already on phase 2 and I had to start all over. Thankfully though, this didn't happen again, so it caused a little bit of frustration, but I was able to get over it and get back to the game. 2 software errors did occur also during my playthrough. Now keep in mind that I was able to actually put in over 35 hours worth of gameplay into the game. So honestly, 2 software errors is actually not that bad. These occurred while I was in an actual battle. And when the game restarted, I had to restart the battles from the beginning. The battles themselves are generally not too long in length, so this wasn't too bad, but something worth mentioning. Okay, so now let's talk about the completion issue. So, this completion issue is related to a specific mission that seems to be bugged, and that mission is the secret zone in the Pallet Prime area. Now, the player is supposed to unlock the secret zone and then save a spark that's within that secret zone. I did save the spark, and the game even registers that the spark has been saved. But when I go to the side missions option, there is still a mission that is showing incomplete, and that mission states reach the spark. Now again, I did save this spark, but it is still showing that mission incomplete. I have attempted to redo this mission several times, but unfortunately that has made no difference. Now I did look up the bug online, and there is a lot of threads on Reddit suggesting that they have also seen this issue or have encountered this issue. One particular person suggested on Reddit that if the player completes the 2 main missions first and then unlocks the secret area, this bug may not even happen at all. Now, I did not test this because in order for me to do that, I will need to restart the entire game from scratch, and then I would have to reach about the halfway point of the game. in order to get to this particular area. I did want to mention it here though, because this may be a possible fix for anyone out there that is trying to complete the game 100%, and maybe you're able to avoid this particular bug. Again, this person did mention this on Reddit. It has not been tested here. I was not able to confirm. Now there is difficulty options. The difficulty options are relaxing, average, demanding, or custom. Now relaxing would be easy, average would be normal, demanding would be hard. Custom allows you to customize to your playability. Additionally, the player can select enemy threat to low, medium, and high. There's also some accessibility options. The player can select invulnerability to be turned on and off. This is basically where the player can allow themselves to get hit or not. Now there's also health for the characters that can be restored after the battle. Now me specifically, I just restored my health with items such as mushrooms after battles. But apparently you can also access this particular option where you can partially restore your health after the battle, and it'll automatically do so if you select this option. All in all, there's a lot of good accessibility options here for those that need it. As far as languages are concerned, I only found English. I do believe that this is probably because it is set to system settings. It is possible that if you have your system set up with another language, that it may present that language in that game. As far as DRM, there was no DRM found. I did play this in handheld mode on my Nintendo Switch OLED. Now keep in mind, this particular video is being recorded in docked mode. This is the only time that I actually played this game in docked. Now do keep in mind that there is other editions of this game. There is the standard edition, there's the cosmic edition, and there is also the gold edition. Now all of these editions, from what I understand, have the exact same cartridge, so none of the information should be different whether you get the standard, whether you get the gold, or whether you get cosmic edition. It should be the exact same cartridge, the exact same experience. With that said, the gold edition will have some additional perks or some additional items, but my understanding is that those will be download code only, similarly as they were here for the cosmic edition. Anyway, that is the end of my test for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope Cosmic Edition. If you have any questions related to this test, please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, Nintendo Revised out.